in big trouble.
You're not the only former governor or former politician raising the alarm on this issue. There's someone across the aisle doing so as well.
Right.
That's former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, and she's actually campaigning with Vice President Kamala Harris in this final stretch. How effective do you think she is? Because is there a lane where there still is a Cheney Republican who's going to vote for Harris?
Yes, there is, and I think this could be the deciding factor. And I'm not privy to the polls, the internal polls of the Harris campaign, but I suspect what they're seeing, and the reason they're doing this is because there are still undecided votes. They're a very small number, but this election is going to be decided by a very small number of people. The people like Liz Cheney, who I don't agree with on a lot of issues, but I respect her for standing up for democracy in the United States, and her father, who I certainly didn't agree with on a lot of issues, including the war in Iraq, but he's standing up for the country, and that's what's really important. I've never not gotten along with conservatives as long as they stand up for the country, because they have good ideas too. They're not always the shared ideas. Sometimes they turn out to be better ideas. It turned out the student loan program, for example, was opposed by conservatives because they were afraid it would do exactly what it did, which was allow universities to raise tuitions and have poor students pay the bill. And that turned out to be exactly right. So conservatives are not always wrong, but there's a difference between being a conservative who believes in democracy and stands up for the United States and a conservative who doesn't believe in democracy and is willing to sell out the United States to our enemies who are undermining our allies.
Liz Cheney was a conservative, though, while she was in Congress, who voted with Trump over 90% of the time. So is she the type of figure that the Harris campaign wants to align themselves with?
What they have in common is something that we need more of. We need to agree on the things that are important, and then we're going to disagree. And there's a process for disagreeing, and it's in the Congress. That's what Liz is doing. I know Liz Cheney. I've debated her and so forth and so on. And actually, I respect her. I don't agree with most of her, but I want somebody who believes in America to be on the other side. Liz Cheney believes in America. And I'm not too sure that some of the people around Trump or Trump himself believes in America. I think they believe in Trump. And that's a big problem. So there is a tiny proportion of voters who could decide the race, who have to decide whether they're going to support America or whether they're going to support Trump.